Welcome back to News Around, your premier destination for the stories that exist between the lines of the script. In the vast, churning ocean of television production, where dozens of series are launched every season only to sink into oblivion, there exists a rare breed of storytelling that defies the odds. It is the kind of show where the air in the room seems to change when the leads walk on screen. It is a magnetic field that pulls you in, making your heart race and your breath catch, forcing you to whisper to the empty room, "There is something more here." Today, we are dissecting exactly such a miracle. We are talking about Eşref Rüya, the production that has not only conquered the ratings charts but has colonized the hearts of millions. But more specifically, we are placing the magnifying glass on the nuclear fusion occurring between its two stars, Demet Özdemir and Çağatay Ulusoy. What is the secret ingredient that turns a standard romantic drama into a sociological event? Is it the script, or is it a raw, unfeigned connection that bleeds through the camera lens? Join us as we unravel the mystery of the Essen phenomenon, analyze the psychology of their silence, and explore why this separation is more addictive than any reunion. Before we dive into this analysis, make sure you are officially part of our community. Click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay ahead of the curve, and if you want to support independent, in-depth entertainment journalism, please consider clicking the join button to become an exclusive member of the News Around family. To understand the magnitude of what is happening in Eşref Rüya, we must first acknowledge the landscape it occupies. The Turkish television industry is a factory of dreams, producing endless variations of the boy meets girl trope. Yet, most of these productions flicker and fade because they lack the one element that cannot be manufactured, bought, or scripted: genuine, visceral chemistry. Eşref Rüya stands as a titan among pygmies precisely because it possesses this elusive quality in abundance. When Demet Özdemir and Çağatay Ulusoy occupy the same frame, they are not merely reciting lines, they are engaging in a dance of energy that feels dangerous, fragile, and utterly inevitable. From the very first episode, it was clear that this was not going to be a passive viewing experience. The audience wasn't just watching a story unfold, they were witnessing a collision. The social media buzz that erupted wasn't the typical fanfare of fandom, it was a collective gasp. Viewers immediately sensed that the story of Nisan and Eşref was different. It wasn't built on clichés of accidental falls or comedic misunderstandings. It was built on a foundation of gravity. When the camera pans from Demet's eyes to Çağatay's silhouette, the dialogue becomes almost secondary. The narrative is driven by what is not said, by the heavy, charged silence that hangs between them like a storm cloud about to burst. Demet Özdemir's portrayal of Nisan represents a quantum leap in her acting trajectory. In Eşref Rüya, she has shed the skin of the rom-com darling to reveal a performer of profound depth and maturity. Nisan is not a caricature of a woman in love. She is a complex tapestry of past wounds and present defenses. Özdemir plays her with a delicate balance of fragility and steel, creating a character who has built towering walls around her heart, not to keep people out, but to keep herself from shattering. What makes her performance so arresting is the subtlety of her defense mechanisms. We see the hesitation in her hand before she reaches out, the slight hardening of her jaw when she feels vulnerable, and the way her eyes betray a longing that her words refuse to admit. These micro-expressions facilitate a deep, almost umbilical emotional connection with the audience. We don't just sympathize with Nisan, we are Nisan. We feel the weight of her armor and the terrifying desire to let it fall. Özdemir has mastered the art of active listening on screen. Even when she has no lines, her reaction to Eşref is a monologue in itself, written entirely in the language of the soul. Opposite her stands Çağatay Ulusoy, delivering a performance that can only be described as a masterclass in minimalism. As Eşref, Ulusoy is a study in restraint. He plays a man who is cold, distant, and shadowed by a dark past, a character archetype that could easily slip into melodrama in lesser hands. Yet, Ulusoy grounds Eşref in a terrifying realism. He is a man struggling to repress a tsunami of emotion behind a dam of stoicism. Ulusoy's genius lies in his ability to convey distinct, overwhelming emotions with the smallest twitch of a muscle. He sets Eşref apart from the clichés of the bad boy or the brooding hero by showing us the cost of his silence. We see the effort it takes for him to remain distant. His withdrawal whenever he gets too close to Nissen isn't an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-preservation, and perhaps, a misguided attempt to protect her. This push and pull dynamic generates a curiosity in the viewer that is insatiable. We are constantly asking, what is he thinking? How much longer can he hold back? It is a performance of accumulation, where every repressed emotion adds to the pressure cooker that drives the series forward. Let's take a brief intermission to ask you, the experts of News Around. Who do you think is carrying the emotional weight of the series more? Is it Nissen with her silent endurance, or Eşref with his repressed storms? We want to see your debates in the comments section. And remember, clicking that like button helps our video reach more fans of high-quality drama just like you. In the traditional grammar of television, the breakup scene is often a point of fatigue for the audience, a contrived obstacle to delay the happy ending. However, Eşref Rüya has rewritten this rule entirely. Here, the separation scenes are as electric, if not more so, than the moments of union. Why? Because in this series, a breakup is never truly a breakup. It is a harbinger of a new, more intense confrontation. When Demet and Çağatay pull away from each other, the screen virtually vibrates with the tension of the unsevered tie. The audience stays glued to the screen because the act of separating only highlights how inextricably linked they are. It creates a delicious agony, a dramatic irony where the characters believe they are ending things, but the viewers know they are only tightening the knot. Comments on social media often reflect this paradox. Even if they separate, they won't be able to bear it. This is the triumph of the show's chemistry. It has convinced millions of people that the laws of physics do not apply to Nissen and Eşref. They can be miles apart, but they are never separate. This emotional connection transforms the viewing experience from passive observation to active yearning. What truly distinguishes Eşref Rüya from its contemporaries is its volume. In a genre that often relies on screaming matches, shattered vases, and high-decibel declarations of love, this show dares to whisper. The passion between Demet Özdemir and Çağatay Ulusoy is expressed through the tension of the unspoken. They prefer the loaded silence of a dinner table to the noise of an argument. Even when seated at opposite ends of a room, the electricity is palpable. As the camera slowly zooms in, bridging the physical distance between them, the viewer feels as though they can hear the characters' heartbeats syncing up. This chemistry reaches its zenith during moments of intense emotional transition. The split second between anger and desire, or between pride and surrender. Even when Nissen is furious, her eyes betray a deep, abiding longing. Even when Eşref is trying to be strong, his voice trembles with the effort. These snippets are the ones that go viral, shared thousands of times by fans who dissect every frame like forensic analysts, proving that the most powerful screams are the ones that are never voiced. We cannot discuss Eşref Rüya without addressing the hurricane it has unleashed in the digital world. The hashtag #Eşen has become more than a label, it is a global community, a digital bonfire around which millions gather to warm themselves. After each episode, a veritable storm erupts. It is not just about praising the actors, it is about analysis. Fans are quoting lines like poetry, debating the symbolism of a lighting change, and creating elaborate fan edits set to romantic music. This demonstrates that the series has transcended the boundaries of the television screen. It has become a living text. The rewatchability factor is off the charts because viewers are convinced that they missed a subtle detail in the first viewing, a fleeting glance from Çağatay, a micro-expression from Demet. This obsessive attention to detail creates a feedback loop that keeps the show trending for days after the credits roll. But is this magic purely accidental? Behind-the-scenes rumors suggest otherwise. The intensity we see on screen is reportedly the fruit of a rigorous and intense rehearsal process. Sources close to the production whisper of lengthy discussions between the two stars, deep dives into their characters' backstories, and a preparation method that borders on method acting. There is a profound professional respect between Demet Özdemir and Çağatay Ulusoy that serves as the bedrock of their chemistry. This respect ensures that the scenes remain balanced, neither actor tries to outshine the other. Instead, they elevate one another. It is a partnership in the truest sense, and this organic connection is what prevents the chemistry from feeling artificial or forced. It feels real because, in the moment of performance, the trust between them is real. Ultimately, the reason viewers cannot quit Eşref Rüya is its emotional risk. The story does not start from a safe place, and it does not promise a safe journey. The characters make catastrophic mistakes. They hurt each other. They pay the price for their pride. This realism makes empathy inevitable. We see our own flawed relationships reflected in the mirror of their struggle. While on the surface it appears to be a passionate romance, Eşref Rüya is essentially a story about identity, confrontation, and self-forgiveness. It is about two wounded souls trying to learn how to hold on to each other without bleeding. The moments of solitude, Nisan crying silently in the night, Eşref staring into the dark abyss of his thoughts, are just as crucial as the romance. They add a layer of existential depth that elevates the material to high art. As we look toward the future of the series, one thing is certain: the journey is just as important as the destination. Can they find happiness? Will the shadows of the past consume them? The answers remain written in the stars, but as long as Demet Özdemir and Çağatay Ulusoy are on screen, we will be watching. The story of Nisan and Eşref is destined to remain in our emotional memories long after the final episode airs. It is a testament to the power of acting, the art of chemistry, and the enduring appeal of a love that defies logic. Thank you for watching this special deep dive on News Around. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a member by clicking the join button to support our team. Until next time, keep your eyes on the screen, because the news is always around you. Goodbye.